First of all, I hate to be the guy to ruin their parade, but the Devil's streak came to an end against the Maple Leafs,
Womp, womp, womp.
which I said was going to happen. I think Inside the Rink put out a tweet asking when we thought the Devil's streak was going to end, and I commented Leafs because the
A
Leafs
lot
are
of
going to beat
people
the
said
Devils.
Toronto.
Yeah, the Leafs are good, and when the Leafs get motivated and get up for a game, they're as good as anybody. And the three of us respect that and know that.
Yeah, we do.
Toronto just has motivation issues and they have consistency issues. But when it's like we need to go prove that we're still the top young offensive team, they go out and they do it.
Except in the first round of the playoffs. But
that being said, the Devils had 3 goals called back, so it really is hard to say like the Leafs pushed it to them. Like that's a lot of goals called back. I typed up a rant on Twitter about how Devils fans need to act like they've been there before. It's pathetic to throw things on the ice, and then I deleted it because I didn't feel like arguing with people. Like, it was like, do I really want to at 10 at night argue with some people from New Jersey? Not really. No. Like people who think that the Jersey Shore is like a nice vacation spot, I don't really want to argue with them. So I'm like, let me not do this. But the streak came to an end. Same day that the Bruins took a loss.
Yeah, it was almost fate.
I had a feeling they were both going to lose on that day, and that's obviously yesterday. Like my whole family knows that I'm a diehard Bruins fan, so I had 15 people throughout the day saying like, "Oh, what happened to the Bruins?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was a scheduled loss. Like they were in Florida for 3 days. They had got a big win over Tampa, and then they probably went to Miami." I'm pretty sure this team has a flashing green light in that situation. They were probably sending it pretty hard. Like then they were going to come home for Thanksgiving and they had a matinee game. That was the circled day for a loss. They were probably all hungover. Reality of the game. Like people, they're like pro athletes. It's like, yeah, no, they're also like young millionaires who are winning a lot of hockey games. So I'm assuming they probably had themselves a night. Probably a good day for a rookie party or something like that. Like really.
Maybe.
Do the Bruins have any rookies?
No.
I thought about that the other day.
Lauko when he's up.
Yeah, so are they going to have to like call him up to do a rookie party? You know what I mean?
That'd be a good question to ask when we get our. You know what? I think
need to ask like.
So Mark McLaughlin, I think, is going to be the next guy that we try to get on.
Yeah,
he would be a good guy to ask because he's played a little bit of time up there.
I wonder, like, no, I don't know that. I think we probably need to ask like a Wags guy who's like. We are also going to try to get Chris Wagner at some point on for transparency, but that would be a guy to be like, because he knows how it all works. You know what I mean with that?
Yeah,
a little better probably. You need a guy who's like been there. But I feel like it's a decent question. If there's no rookies, what happens at rookie party? Is it just a party?
They don't have any.
Yeah, is it the second year guys? Because I feel like it's like a thing that every team does, you know?
No, I just think that they wouldn't have any, and then it's everybody throws their card in the bowl and somebody picks the card.
On this team, so I heard some stories from before, like Tuukka Rask used to pay for like Tuukka was like, I guess, grade A human for that type of stuff. He would never like let people get stuck with a bill. Like when you have Chara, Tuukka, and Bergeron in your locker room, I don't think the young guys are getting peppered with too many bills. And that's just, especially like a guy like Pasta. Like, have you ever like heard Pasta interview and talk about money? He's like way more wholesome than people think. I don't think any of those guys are like letting guys on $1 million and under deals get crushed with bills. So the Bruins aren't that team.
I mean, it also wouldn't surprise me if the Bruins don't do rookie parties.
I know. That is a good point.
Because, I mean, Chara was really big on, like, you're not a rookie. Like, you're a player.
Yeah, first-year player. I know. And I wonder, like, I'm trying to think of – I've heard interviews with McAvoy and DeBrusk from their younger years, and I feel like they did have they, like, mentioned it on something somewhere, but I could be wrong. I thought about that, too, when thinking about this topic. Like, I bet they don't even do it. I mean, like, the Bruins don't do the rookie lap. They don't ever have someone go out and do that. They don't, like, haze people at all. You're on the Bruins team. You're a member of their family, and that's how like every hockey team
you've earned it to be there.
Yeah, like that's how
you've been there.
I think hockey from literally JV high school hockey all the way through should be like that. Like hazing doesn't do anything. No positives ever come from hazing.
Like the example for Bergeron, I think his 1,000th game. He bought everybody that played that day a present, and it was Trent Frederick's like 3rd or 5th game in the league. And he bought one for him, and Freddie was like, "Oh, like I feel like uncomfortable taking this. Like I've barely played here." He said, "No, like you're a part of this team. You're here. You're playing this game with me tonight. You're gonna take it."
David Yurman gold chains is what he bought him. Guy is all class. All class.
Oozes with class.
He does. Let's talk about a team kind of in the same area as the Devils, right? The Islanders. The Islanders. Just kind of, to me, the armpit of America.
That's Connor's team right there.
Long Island is beautiful. Long Island is a beautiful place. I've never been there. I don't know why I'm acting like I know.
Oh, it is. I did
yeah.
I had family out there.
It's really not like Jersey, but the New York Islanders have started off the season. They're in second place in the Metropolitan Division. They're 13-8. They have a 14 goal differential. It's the second highest in their division. It's the third highest in the East. I don't really know how it's happening or why it's happening.
Who would have thought they could score?
It's to torture me slowly. That's why they're
because
winning.
You know what's great? I almost bet them to miss the playoffs, and at the last second, I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I didn't. Kevin did though. Yeah, Kevin did. We were talking about doing it, and I
put a couple hundred on that.
Yeah, and watch, they'll miss the playoffs, and me and Kev.
Oh, I'll be happy. I don't like the Islanders.
I'll be collecting some bills on that.
Yeah, well, my future I put in the Bruins at plus 2,500 ain't looking so bad. So,
mine either.
There's nothing.
Put a couple hundred on that.
Yeah, I'll be quite happy if that hits. But
we were actually we'll talk about that in the gambling section later if we touch on that. Next,
the Islanders. We gotta there's a little more to it. Like the Islanders have just had an odd year. If you look at their stats, it's I think Barzal just scored his first goal. Yep. He had 18 assists or something. Can you imagine if Barzal went a couple more months, no goals, but was just still lighting it up as a passer? It's hard to be mad at him, right?
Maybe.
But he's leading their team in points. He has 2 goals, 21 assists, 23 points. Guy has an assist a game.
I saw something on social media right before we started recording today, and Matt Barzal had just recently gotten his hair cut. I had seen that over the last couple days on Twitter.
You think that's what did it?
And no. So apparently him and his girlfriend broke up or whatever, and they were saying he cut his hair because of that. And I was like, shit, well maybe that's why he scored a goal finally. That was his slump. He finally broke it off.
Yeah, that was probably it. She must have been holding him back.
It's also how good Sorokin's been too.
Her name must have been Lou Lamoriello.
Could have been. Oh, Lou. If you guys want to see a funny Lou Lamoriello thing, follow our boy Jacob Berkowitz at ITR. He had he made a little text chain between different GMs, and
it's on the New York Pangers.
I didn't know. Did he post it off Pangers? I only saw it because he sent it to me. You guys definitely follow New York Painters and check out the meme little video he put up. It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's a bunch of text between GMs, and ultimately it just rips on Lou. Next thing we have here in the sheet is a good question, and I don't know how I feel about it. 2 teams that, for our adult lives, have been staples with 2 generational talents that pushed through our youth all the way through now. A guy like Sidney Crosby, who Johnny Beecher last week told us was his favorite player growing up, which was a lot of people's favorite player growing up. His Penguins and Alex Ovechkin's Capitals are both on the outside looking in right now. Do we think that they can rebound? I think the Penguins might be, real quick, Penguins would be in the playoffs. They'd be in a wild card spot right this minute. Capitals would not. Do we see these teams as playoff teams, or do we think they fall out? Yeah, Number one, we have to make room for the Devils now. So...
Yeah, for me, I'm going Pittsburgh and Washington out. I think there's just too much star-studded talent and veterans on Pittsburgh that they miss it with between Malkin and Crosby.
Oh, you don't think they're out?
Hey, Kevin.
No.
You're betting against your bet.
What do you mean?
Because if you have both of them out, then that means the Islanders get in.
Well, you said you have them out, but then you said there's too much talent.
No, I have Pittsburgh and Washington.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said both.
You said both out, and then
no. I said 1 in, 1 out. Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
No,
I'll hear it when I listen to the podcast.
Yeah, we're right. You're wrong. It's okay. Keep going.
I think I'm right, but
but it's okay.
I'm always right, man.
Yeah.
But
especially when his mic is muted.
Yeah, that's pure.
I think Pittsburgh's they're in. I feel like Crosby and Malkin and Letang and all the boys, they're not going to let them miss the playoffs. They're going to find a way. They're beating Philly 3-0 right now.
I actually agree with you. I don't.
Yeah, they're going to rail off a bunch of wins. They're going to find their way. They're going to find their way back in the top 3 in the Metro. I really don't think they'll be a playoff team. I don't think the Islanders can keep this up. You'll have
No.
Devils. You'll have Pittsburgh.
Hurricanes and Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too many good teams for the Islanders to beat out.
Yeah.
But Washington,
The issue
bye Washington.
The issue is, here's where I have to contradict you a bit. So I have the Devils, the Hurricanes, and the Rangers in. But the Penguins are going to have to battle the Canadians and the Panthers, and the Red Wings. They're all going to be in that block there. There's a high chance 2 wild cards come out of the Atlantic. Montreal Canadiens are playing the best hockey they've played in 4 years.
Yeah.
The Lightning are still good. They're going to be in the playoffs. The Red Wings are playing the best hockey they've played in 6 years. The Maple Leafs are a playoff team, and the Bruins are probably going to win the President's Trophy. And that team, the Florida Panthers, who's on the outside looking, is pretty damn good too. So there's going to be some nightmares at the bottom of this division coming in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have a lot of fun watching all these other teams kill each other right before the playoffs as the Bruins waltz in. And that is going to be
I don't think it'll be that. I think you're going to see a team.
You think you'll see them take off?
I think you're going to see a team like Washington cut bait at the trade deadline.
I agree, but they won't. I don't think.
I think they
will let them,
I think
unless
they'll
they're stocking
trade
them up.
off some fringe players.
Yeah, just try to stock up for next year.
And to just keep. They're going to keep people around Ovechkin, and that's it.
Kuznetsov will be there with him. Oshie will be there. Those guys.
You're going to have a first line with Ovechkin on it, so he can keep potting goals to try and go for that record.
Yeah.
And that's
so there are people that Connor and I listen to a lot of podcasts. The big guys are saying Washington's going to prioritize Ovechkin's goal record over wins and over the longevity of his team.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Which
saying.
he's earned a right to get that in a way. I mean, I wouldn't be happy with it if I was
the Capitals were kind of like nothing really before Ovechkin. Like he turned that entire franchise around.
Yeah,
that owner like kisses his feet.
Of course. I mean, Ovechkin's been a great player for them. Ovechkin learned how to play defense. He learned how to play two-way hockey. He changed his game. He got more physical under Barry Trotz. He did everything he was asked to do. By all accounts, he's a really good leader too. He's a good guy to like other guys. Like he does love Vladimir Putin.
His Instagram profile picture just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, the fact that it's not still him and Putin, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Look right now.
No, it's not.
Look right now. He's never changed it.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Come on.
This is great podcasting here, but while Jake searches Alexander Ovechkin on Instagram,
God, it is.
And he finally realizes that he never changed it.
Oh my God.
Why do you think that I can't root for this guy? And
I know, like it's so, but my childhood, like, and I have to realize, like, I have to make adult decisions now. It's like this guy, fuck that guy, man.
Like, look, one of my childhood heroes was Roger Clemens, and I was like heartbroken when I finally like had all my dreams ruined. Yeah,
buddy, I feel steroids are better than Putin.
I know, but I was even drawing the line at steroids.
Man,
like that ruined Roger Clemens for me.
The other day, I was like, I was talking to, there was like one of the kids on my team who I coach he wants to get or he's, Emma's uncle's son, so my cousin-in-law. Mm-hmm. He wants to get like a hockey jersey for Christmas. And he was like trying to figure out which one to ask Santa for. And he was like, who's the best goal scorer of like all time? I'm like, well, Gretzky's like that plays now. I'm like, you ain't getting his jersey, buddy. I'm like, you're not getting. I was like, Santa ain't buying you an Ovi jersey. I'm sorry, man. I'm like, how about Charlie McAvoy? So I'm like, Santa likes McAvoy a lot more than he likes Alex Ovechkin.
Yep.
Like, hey, you can't wear that. You can't wear that now. You just can't wear that anymore. Ovechkin did it to himself. If Ovechkin just changed his profile picture, we would be fine. But I can't. I'm with you on that.
Let me ask you this. Just one last thing on Ovechkin, then we can move on. If there's still issues with like Russia, Ukraine, whatever, and he's like creeping up on this streak, do you think that ESPN and TNT and the NHL are going to trot him out and be the poster boy of the league still?
I wonder.
Because they pushed out the World Cup specifically because of this.
100%. And they pushed out the World Cup so they can make Ovechkin their little Russian. So they want, but it's like, how are we just going to, like, in 2024, I'm not going to forget that Russia tried to genocide a country of people. Like, I don't know if you guys are. I'm not a big Russia guy. I'm never gonna be a Russia fan. Like I don't.
No,
what I
but
mean?
from like the NHL's perspective, like I'm interested, like actually interested to see what they're gonna do about it.
I still want the
Especially
NHL
considering
to
the
disrespect.
circumstances.
I still want the NHL to disrespect their whole country and make them call themselves athletes from Russia. I don't
Fair.
want Team Russia at all. They don't deserve that. They don't get that. They get to be athletes from Russia.
Like it sucks to be.
No, that's I know you
the
guys
people.
agree.
Yeah, like I agree on the logic of like Russia shouldn't be able to be represented. However, on the opposite side, I can see that it sucks for the players
oh
who
yeah,
want to be there and want to be able to play with their
a guy
countrymen,
like Artemi
etc.
Panarin who like is not in support. Like there are a lot of Russian players who don't support what Putin's doing, and we realize that. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all Russians. I'm saying screw Russia and Ovechkin change. It has to be screw Ovechkin at this point. There's no way for me to make up excuses anymore. Like he can't. At this point, it's like, buddy, come on, Russia.
Only
I think the
time will
Caps is
tell.
going to miss the playoffs. To answer the question that you guys put on the sheet, yeah, I do. I think Caps miss the playoffs. Penguins are going to be on the fence. If it comes down the stretch and you have a team with Crosby on it or a team with Cole Caulfield to win games late in the season when it gets heavy, I'm going to pick the team with stars Crosby and Malkin over Suzuki and Caulfield. I know that. But we'll see. The East is super strong. I think that's kind of what we have on the East. Let's jump into that wild, wild West where Connor lives, out in the wild West.